$182,000 is the average price tag for one specific mistake most Americans make the moment they turn 62. It's a mathematical trap hidden inside the Social Security handbook that permanently slashes your purchasing power while inflation eats whatever is left. Look, this loss of purchasing power is what worries me the most when I see someone retiring too early. Many people look at the check's value today and think they are winning, but they forget that the cost of living rises at an absurd speed. It's not just about the numbers now, it's about what that money will be worth 15 or 20 years from now. If you start with less, that gap only widens over time. It's a dangerous snowball effect for your wallet. Only a limited number of people discover this hidden clause before it's too late. Once this window closes, there is no way to undo the damage to your future. Most people treat their 62nd birthday like a finish line, but for those with a 401k, it's actually a minefield that could trigger a massive, unnecessary tax spike. I completely understand the desire to stop at 62. You've worked your whole life and want to enjoy it. But for those with investments or private pensions, this moment is actually the start of a new strategic phase. If you step in the wrong place now, you can trigger tax events that will cost you dearly down the road. The focus needs to shift from accumulation to smart preservation. It's not the time to relax your planning. It's the time to double down on your care. The good news is that once you see the break-even chart I'm about to show you, you'll know exactly how to safeguard your retirement without having to work a single day longer than planned. You've worked 40 years for this moment. You've survived market crashes, corporate layoffs, and a dozen different economic cycles. Most retirees waste these hard-earned years. If you miss the specific strategy I'm revealing next, your window of opportunity to optimize this wealth will vanish forever. Now that Social Security check is sitting there, ripe for the picking, it feels like a victory, like the government is finally paying you back what you've been forced to lend them since your very first summer job. I know, it brings enormous satisfaction to see that money coming in after decades of mandatory contributions. It feels like settling a score with the government. The problem is that the system is designed precisely so that those in a hurry end up taking a loss. It's an emotional trap. If you can separate the feeling of justice from the cold, hard numbers, you will realize that often leaving the money there for a while longer is the best financial revenge you can take. But there is a reason why financial advisors often call age 62 the Siren Song of retirement. It's loud, it's tempting, and if you follow it without looking at the map, it might just lead your entire retirement portfolio straight into the rocks. This map is being taken down soon to ensure the info stays exclusive. You need to see this now before the strategies change and you lose your competitive edge. We are living through a unique moment in economic history. Inflation isn't just a headline anymore. It's a thief that lives in your grocery cart and your gas tank. This phrase perfectly defines our reality. Inflation is that invisible tax nobody voted for, but everybody pays dearly every time they go to the market or the gas station. Taxes are a moving target, and for those of you who have managed to build a respectable 401k or a modest investment portfolio, you have more to lose than most. This specific protection strategy is not public knowledge. There are only so many ways to safeguard your 401k before government rules shift. Watch this immediately. Today, we aren't talking about generic retirement advice. We are talking about a mathematical hidden trap that most people don't see until they are 75, and it's too late to fix. If you are part of that hardworking middle to upper middle class, you aren't just looking for a check, you are looking for security. You are looking for the assurance that you won't outlive your money. Let's get straight to the numbers, because the numbers don't have an agenda. When you claim Social Security at age 62, the Social Security Administration applies what they call an actuarial reduction. In plain English, they punish you for starting early. You are looking at a permanent reduction of up to 30% compared to your full retirement age. Many people have no idea what a 30% reduction means in practice until they need the money. We are talking about skipping a trip, having to settle for inferior health care, or cutting basic comforts. And the worst part? It is permanent. You can't go back and ask for the full amount after you've accepted the reduction. It's a lifelong contract with a discount that hurts your pocket every single month. Before you sign, calculate exactly what you will have to give up. But here is the problem. Most people act too slow and lock in this 30% loss permanently. Access to this corrective guide is restricted to those who prioritize their retirement security today. Most people think they should take the smaller check now because they will get more checks over time. That is the break even trap. They think they are winning the game, but what they forget is the compounding effect of that loss. If your full retirement age benefit is $3,000, but you take $2,100 at 62, you aren't just losing $900 a month. You are losing the cost of living adjustments, the COLAs, on that $900 every single year for the rest of your life. Over a 20 or 30-year retirement, that seemingly small 30% gap grows into a massive six-figure hole in your lifetime wealth. This six-figure hole is irreversible once you cross the threshold. I am only sharing the fix for a limited time because these specific tax gaps are closing fast. And for someone in your position, someone who has managed to save, this creates a secondary, more dangerous problem. If you take that reduced check and inflation spikes to 5% or 7% like we've seen recently, that smaller check loses its purchasing power even faster. You are locking yourself into a fixed income that is mathematically guaranteed to be insufficient. So how do we dodge this? The first step is understanding the bridge strategy. Instead of cannibalizing your Social Security benefit at 62 out of fear, we look at your existing assets, your 401k, your IRA, or your brokerage accounts as a temporary bridge. If you are 62 and you want to stop working, the instinct is to protect your savings and spend the government's money first. That is exactly backwards. By spending a portion of your private savings between ages 62 and 67, you are effectively buying a guaranteed, inflation-protected, government-backed annuity that grows by 8% simple interest every year you wait. Where else in this volatile market are you going to get a guaranteed 8% return on your money? A guaranteed 8% annual return with no market risk is any investor's dream. It's hard to ignore a number like that in today's economic landscape, isn't it? You won't find it in a CD, and you certainly won't find it in the S&P 500 without significant risk. By using your 401k to fund these early years, you allow your Social Security benefit to cook. The elite advisors who know this won't share it for free forever. You have a very narrow window to build this floor before market conditions make it impossible. This isn't just about a bigger check. It's about creating a massive floor of guaranteed income that survives even if the stock market crashes the day you turn 80. Wait, stop. I know exactly what you're thinking right now. What if I die at 65? Then I get nothing. It's the number one comment I see. It's the ultimate fear of leaving money on the table. But let me ask you something. Are you planning for the what if I die early scenario, or are you planning for the much more statistically likely and much more expensive scenario where you live until you're 95? This is an essential paradigm shift. Medicine has advanced so much that living to 90 or 95 has become a real possibility for many of us. The fear of losing money if you die at 65 is human, but the financial risk of being lucid at 90 without a penny in your pocket is mathematically much more likely and terrifying. We need to plan for longevity, not for tragedy. It's a matter of statistics and guaranteeing your dignity in advanced old age. Because dying early is a tragedy, but outliving your money at 90, that is a catastrophe. Let's look at the trap you didn't see coming. This is where it gets incredibly complicated for the middle-class saver. It's called the tax torpedo. If you have a significant 401k or traditional IRA, you are sitting on a tax time bomb. Once the IRS updates their formulas, the chance to neutralize this bomb disappears. You must apply these steps now, while the current laws still allow it. When you start taking Social Security, the IRS uses a formula called provisional income. If your total income, including half of your Social Security and your required minimum distributions from your 401k, crosses a certain threshold, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits become taxable. By claiming at 62, you might feel flush with cash now, but you are setting yourself up for a massive tax collision in your 70s when those mandatory withdrawals kick in. You could end up in a situation where every extra dollar you take out of your IRA causes 50 cents of your Social Security to become taxable. It's a double taxation trap that can push your effective marginal tax rate higher than a millionaire's. This right here is a punch to the gut. The idea that you, who saved your whole life, could end up paying a proportionally higher tax rate than a multimillionaire seems unfair, and it is. But that is how tax brackets and income triggers work if you don't know how to navigate them. Without a provisional income analysis, you are basically handing a blank check to the IRS. It's the kind of mistake you can't fix after the return is filed. If you haven't calculated your provisional income projections, you are flying blind. This isn't a drill. Once you hit the tax threshold, you can't go back. Securing your income level is a privilege reserved for those acting right this second. You're not just losing 30% of your benefit to the Social Security Administration, you're losing another massive chunk to the IRS because you didn't time your withdrawals correctly. And for the married couples watching, this gets even more perilous. There is a survivor trap. When one spouse passes away, the smaller of the two Social Security checks disappears. If the high-earning spouse claimed at 62, they have permanently locked the surviving spouse into a lower standard of living. We often forget that the retirement decision is a couple's pact. When the higher-earning spouse decides to claim benefits early, they are unintentionally cutting the future security of the one who will be left alone later. It's tough to talk about, but widowhood brings huge financial challenges, especially with healthcare. Securing the highest possible benefit for the survivor is one of the greatest proofs of love and responsibility you can leave as a legacy. Think about the protection of the one you love. You are effectively leaving your partner with a 30% smaller safety net for the years when they will likely need it most for healthcare and long-term care. The solution is a total shift in perspective. You need to stop viewing Social Security as a benefit and start viewing it as longevity insurance. This is the perfect conclusion. Retirement isn't a withdrawal you make to enjoy life. It's the foundation of your security for the rest of your days. When you see it as insurance against longevity, the rush to withdraw disappears, and the strategy to maximize the value takes control. The goal isn't to be the richest person in the graveyard, but the most peaceful and independent until your final day. That security is priceless, but it requires strategy. The goal isn't to get the most money out of the system. The goal is to ensure you have the highest possible income when you are at your most vulnerable. Here is the blueprint. First, run a tax bracket management analysis. Before you touch Social Security, look at doing Roth conversions in those low-income years between retirement and age 72. This shrinks your taxable RMDs later and protects your Social Security from the tax torpedo. Second, analyze your health and family history. If you are in good health, the math almost always favors waiting. Every year you delay past your full retirement age, your benefit increases by 8% plus the COLA. That is an unbeatable return. Third, coordinate with your spouse. Even if one spouse claims early for cash flow, the higher earner should almost always wait until 70 to maximize that survivor benefit. This ensures that no matter who goes first, the survivor has the largest possible check coming in. By following this strategy, you aren't just avoiding a trap, you are building a fortress. You are turning a shrinking asset into a growing one. You are taking control away from the government and the IRS and putting it back into your own hands. This control is fleeting. If you don't implement this blueprint while the rules remain in your favor, you will be left with whatever is remaining of your wealth. Retirement isn't about the day you stop working. It's about the 30 years that follow. The clock is ticking, and the economic landscape is only getting more hostile for retirees. Every day you delay fixing these hidden leaks is a day inflation, and the IRS quietly drain the lifeblood out of your life savings. We are entering an era where the middle class is being systematically squeezed, and those who rely on outdated advice will find themselves facing a brutal reality when they can no longer work to replace lost income. If you don't take absolute control over your strategy right now, the system is mathematically designed to consume your wealth until there is nothing left but regret. Do not wait until you are forced to choose between your basic comforts and survival. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button. It helps other retirees avoid these same pitfalls. But more importantly, I want to hear from you. Are you planning to claim at 62? Or has the current inflation changed your mind? Drop a comment below. I read as many as I can to help shape our future deep dives. And if you want to see exactly how to navigate the tax torpedo I mentioned, click the video on your screen